Let me quickly first ask you, what is your understanding of organizational culture? We've thought of doing a poll, but let me just give you 2 minutes or 1 minute to ponder on this. What is organizational culture? Is it the values, beliefs, and behaviors that shape how people work together? Is it the physical environment of the workplace, how the vibe is, how the furnitures are arranged, how the office looks? Is it that? Is it the financial performance of the organization, how well it is doing um, in the profit and loss segment? Or is it the availability of technological tools and systems in the organization? Well, organizational culture is actually the correct answer is the first one. It is the values, beliefs, and behaviors that every employee brings to the organization, to the workplace. And although organization is a non-living being, but its processes and its ideas, the way things are done in an organization define an organizational culture. Now, you and me, you who is aspiring to enter the workforce, and people like us who've been worked for a long time in an organization, we realize that we spend a big part of our life, 8 to 10 hours a day, at our workplace with the people we work with. And so the fitment of us and the organization is very, very critical. And why I wanted to show you this is because for you to understand why companies conduct a culture round of interview during the hiring process. It is definitely to see how you fit into the organization. That's how the company, the interviewer, is looking at the this round. But it is also important for you, okay, that you can also judge whether you are a good fit into this culture, and you can judge by the questions they are asking you. Now, how to find out about organizational culture? Because it's always good to go into an interview with some preparation. Okay. So, if you have a certain idea about what kind of organizational culture is for the company that you are appearing for an interview, it's always good. It will help you construct your answers better when you are answering these questions. So, three quick ways, simple ways to do this is go to their website and find out their vision, mission, and values. The vision, mission, and value statements of a company are a great sort of hint towards what the organizational focus is. Is it innovation? Is it productivity? Is it increasing the reach? Depending on that, the culture varies. You can also check with employees through popular forums like Quora, Glassdoor, LinkedIn, a new one that I came to know, Ambition Box. And if you are in college and you are getting through to your job through college placements, always use your alumni network, ask your seniors. But always go and do a little, like 15-20 minutes of research about organizational culture to answer your questions better. Number one. Number two, to figure out whether you are a good fit to the organization or not. Okay. Now, how we are going to do this is we do a mock culture interview round, and we will see how the answers to these questions can help me as an interviewer understand your personality, your work style, your own personal beliefs and values, and it will help me judge whether you are a good fit into the organization and will you help my organization succeed. Hi, Samantha. So great to see you. And we'll do a quick round of the culture round, and I'll ask you some questions. You just answer whatever comes at the top of your mind as an interviewee, okay? Because most of the people who are attending this today would do the same thing, right? They will answer by instinct. And then we will see what are some good ways to construct or frame these answers beforehand. Okay, let's do that round. Okay. So, hi Samadrita, great to meet you in this interview round. And my first question to you, Samadrita, is what is your inspiration in life? Who inspires you?
Someone that comes at the top of my head is Rakesh Chandanwala. I have always been inspired by him from a very young age because he started his entire empire without any support behind his back. He just took 5,000 rupees, invested it, made something out of it, and now he is a popular household name everywhere.
Great, great. I like that you are inspired by such a personality who is experimental, innovative, and risk taking. So, that was a great insight. So, Samadrita, what is your leadership style? Can you give me an example where you can, just showcase your leadership style to me?
Sure. My leadership style is democratic. Since working in a team can sometimes be challenging to know what everybody else is thinking, I personally believe to take the insights from everybody working on a project because ultimately it's not just me as a leader who is going to do the work, it's going to be everyone. So, taking insights on how they think they can do it, what they think about the roadmap or the roadmap we have planned, is definitely one of the things I believe is super important. So, that is my leadership style.
That's a great style to have for a leader, definitely. Tell me about a mistake that you made, Samantha, at work or in life, and what did you learn from it?
Sure. One of the mistakes I used to make earlier is not tracking proper data. Since my work, the work I've done before is largely based on data and reports, I used to make the mistake of not tracking everything that I'm doing just because it's for my reference. But when I needed to present my work to someone else or the inputs I have put it in, there used to be a gap between the reported thing and what I've actually done. What I have learned from that is tracking data is really important. You can see how you've been doing, if you have improved a lot, if you have not improved, and where majority of your effort, your brain power, and your time went. That is something I'm still implementing.
That's a great learning, and definitely you can bring this learning to work as well as in life, maintaining records. Yes. So, Samadrita, you talked about your leadership style, definitely. That's great. But do you personally prefer to work as an individual more or as a team player?
I think there should be a balance. I love to be part of teams, love to work on projects together, but at the end of the day, I also would love to have some individuality without being completely dependent on my teammate so that I can get my part of the work done and get it out of the way and take up team projects after it. So I would say for that, it's a complete balance.
Okay, good answer. Thank you. How do you deal with negative feedback about your work?
Yeah. So negative feedback does at first bother me a bit. Then I try to realize that it's not about me, it's about the work I've put in. And it's not necessarily to criticize me or put me down. It's something that I have done. Someone from another perspective saw something is lacking. I can definitely implement it and see how things go after implementing what they said I can.
Great, great. That's a good learning to implement again at workplaces. You get a lot of feedback,
Yeah.
and feedback are for improvement, not for putting you down. Um, when you work in teams, there will be discussions, sometimes heated discussions, sometimes people disagree with you. How do you deal with this kind of a situation where somebody disagrees with you?
I have definitely faced disagreements. It's a part of everyday work life. How I deal with this, I again try to not get my personal emotions too mixed up when we work situations. If the thing is getting too out of hand, I distance myself for a bit, refocus, and then bring my perspective to it. I think that little bit of time allows like better thinking capability for both the parties, and if it needs immediate resolution. I will try to put my annoyance aside and see how we can work things out.
Mhm. That's a great attitude to have. Yes. And what are your views on the whole work-life balance debate?
Oh, work-life balance is definitely very important. You should give at least whatever time you've allotted for your work, definitely completely to work. But if that line oversees itself and you have no like definite work-life balance, or at least an attempt to it, you will slowly not be that productive. That is what I believe. So, as much as work is necessary, a balance so that you have a life outside of work is as well.
Great. That's good. That's good. So, what is your expectation from your manager?
What I expect from my manager is a healthy learning environment. I have something to bring on the table, definitely, but I still have a lot to learn. I still have a lot of experiences I would require before being as precise as he or she would be. So, a healthy learning environment, a little bit room for mistakes, but definitely a little bit more challenge that I'm used to. That would be something I would look for.
Okay, that's a good expectation to have from your manager, definitely. How do you think this job that you're applying for is going to challenge you?
I have some of the skills that the job role expects me to be, but I still have not. I'm not a complete expert at it. I can definitely give my best effort, put my best foot forward, use the skills I already have, and since I have already been doing something like this, but I have not necessarily used my skills in this company. There's a whole lot of customers to meet, a whole lot of fields to explore. I can use my existing knowledge to meet new people and grow. That is definitely one thing. Another thing is that I am always up for new challenges. I'm always ready to learn. That is, I think, going to be definitely helpful for the team.
Great, great, I'm sure. And lastly, why do you want to work in our company?
Good question. So, I think my personal values align with that of the companies. I really want to reach out to more people, provide my guidance, provide my support to them on how they can implement and integrate my product in their day to day life, how and why it makes sense. That is why I want to be in this role in this company. Another thing that I really liked is the company's motive, which I think I would really appreciate if I got to be a part of it. So that is what I can think of the moment.
Okay, great, great. So great to have this chat with you, Samadrita. Thank you for doing this interview round with us. So some great answers and great examples of how to answer such questions.